So there's a buzz in the gaming community about a potential new competitor for GTA 6. And no, it's not about Mind's Eye, which grabbed headlines last year. This time, it's about a new game from Dan Houser's new studio, Absurd Ventures. Houser, one of the co-founders of Rockstar Games and a key figure behind the Grand Theft Auto series, left Rockstar in early 2020, and now he's back in the game development scene with his own studio, and it's got everyone talking. The last year's announcements of his two projects that weren't game-related made many people think that Houser was moving away from game development to focus on other stuff, but we were wrong. I mean, yes, it's true that they're working on American Caper and A Better Paradise, a comic book, and an audio fiction series. But surprisingly recently, the studio announced that they're looking for a lead gameplay designer for a game that sounds much like GTA. Become the primary vision holder and hands-on contributor for character, controls, and camera design in an open-world action-adventure game. The person in this role will lead a team of multidisciplinary specialists to deliver best-in-class combat and third-person action across multiple game modes. Open-world action-adventure game sounds just like GTA, there's no doubt about it. So it looks like the studio, proudly dedicated to making weird shit from desperate people, is clearly not stepping away from the gaming world. From the qualifications provided, it's clear they're aiming high. Firstly, they want someone with 5 or more years of experience in combat design for an action game. So they're looking for a real pro who knows how to create engaging and dynamic combat systems. They also need someone who's developed both melee and shooting action mechanics. That shows they want a versatile designer who can handle all types of combat scenarios. Plus, they're looking for sensitivity to animation systems and how they relate to combat and action gameplay design. Basically, they want combat that not only plays well but looks smooth and natural too. They're also focusing on accessibility, aiming for someone who understands casual gamers' needs and can reduce barriers to entry. This is all about making the game fun and approachable for everyone, not just the hardcore crowd. High attention to detail is a must, along with the ability to communicate and directly implement precision refinements. They're looking for someone who can polish a game to perfection, turning good experiences into great ones. Confidence and comfort in the technical, aesthetic, and design aspects of gameplay are also crucial. They want someone who can juggle all these elements and still deliver an amazing player experience. The listing also asks for recent experience with direct implementation in forms like visual scripting or animation. So they need someone who can get hands-on and bring their ideas to life right in the game engine. Experience developing non-combat forms of action gameplay, like driving, mounts, climbing, traversal, platforming, etc., is another requirement. They're clearly aiming to create a rich, varied game world with plenty of different activities for players, which once again, pretty much sounds like GTA. They note that experience leading multidisciplinary teams is a plus, as well as the experience with Unreal Engine 4 or 5 is preferred, along with working with co-development partners. This shows they're working on a technologically advanced project. But that's not the only job listing they've posted. They're also looking for a senior art director. Interestingly, this listing is much more general in its language, mentioning responsibilities like the overall visual direction of our projects and creating visually stunning and cohesive game worlds that captivate players. They don't specifically mention any open-world action-adventure game here, so it seems they're either being intentionally vague about the GTA competitor project, or this role is for a different project altogether. But still, this news has certainly stirred a lot of excitement and curiosity. With Houser's track record of creating iconic games, expectations are high for whatever Absurd Ventures is cooking up next. Whether this new game can stand up to the massive anticipation for GTA 6 remains to be seen, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on. And the same case is with Leslie Benzies, another Rockstar Games veteran, as he is working on a game called Mind's Eye with his studio Build a Rocket Boy. The game, teased with a trailer last year, promises to be a mix of GTA's open-world dynamics and the futuristic aesthetics of Cyberpunk 2077. Mind's Eye is set in a near-future world, featuring advanced technology and a sprawling, interactive environment. The trailer showcased a highly detailed world and hinted at a narrative that could rival the best of Rockstar's storytelling, but with a sci-fi twist. So, that is what we're looking at. Two former Rockstar giants creating potential competitors for GTA 6. Houser's new venture is still shrouded in mystery, but the focus on a narrative-driven game suggests it will appeal to fans of GTA's story-rich experiences. Meanwhile, Benzies' Mind's Eye is more concrete, offering a futuristic take on the open-world formula that could attract those who love both GTA and Cyberpunk. And let's not forget about the competition these projects bring. Houser's and Benzies' new games are set to challenge GTA 6, creating a trifecta of high-stakes open-world games. Personally, I've always believed that competition pushes innovation, and this scenario could lead to some of the most exciting times in gaming history. It's crazy to think about how the breakup of Rockstar Games' founding team has led to the creation of a trio of competing games. When GTA 5 was released over a decade ago, no one could have imagined that we'd see something like this happening. Back then, Rockstar was a powerhouse with its core team intact, pumping out some of the most influential games in the industry. But fast forward 10 years, and the landscape looks remarkably different. Now let's talk about the lack of real competitors to the GTA series. I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like there's no game out there that really goes toe-to-toe with GTA. Despite the departures of Hauser and Benzies from Rockstar, which was undeniably sad, it does open up the possibility that GTA's monopoly might finally end. But for now, GTA stands alone. Watch Dogs had a cool start, but quickly veered off to do its own thing. Saints Row was seen as a mini GTA competitor, but it leaned heavily into comedy and superpowers, which made it a different beast altogether. GTA is kind of like the World of Warcraft of single-player games. It's a juggernaut that set a high bar for open-world gaming, with its blend of storytelling, freedom, and complexity. I've tried to find other games that offer a similar experience, especially something like GTA Online, where you can customize your character, roam a realistic setting, run businesses, and do side missions, but nothing really matches up. So that is the challenge. The reason no one has seriously competed with GTA is similar to why no one tries to take on Minecraft. They just can't. On the other side, making a Souls-like game is relatively straightforward. You nail the combat and controls, repeat it over various locations and enemy types, and you're good to go. But a GTA-like game needs so many unique systems, interactions, and a living world that it becomes immensely complex. Also, GTA has established such a deep cultural and emotional presence in the gaming world that any game trying to compete directly gets labeled as a GTA clone almost immediately. To really compete, you need to offer something superior in terms of graphics, gameplay, mechanics, and functionality. More importantly, you need to offer something distinctly different to set your game apart. This requires not only a huge budget, but also a ton of experience in game development. Personally, I think the industry recognizes how tough this challenge is. The depth and breadth of what GTA offers, from its storytelling to its open-world dynamics, are hard to replicate. This is why we don't see many studios attempting a direct competition. Instead, they carve out their niches, as seen with Watch Dogs and Saints Row. Also, it's worth noting that while it's tough to compete with GTA, the potential payoff for doing so is massive. A successful GTA competitor would capture a huge market, but the risks involved are just as significant. What do you think about GTA's monopoly and the lack of serious competitors in the open-world genre? Do you agree that no other game comes close? Or do you think there are contenders out there that I'm overlooking? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm curious if there's a game out there that I've missed, one that offers a similar depth and freedom as GTA but hasn't received as much attention. Also, let's consider the future. Do you think the former Rockstar co-founders' projects are something that actually may compete with GTA 6? I know this is a bit of a silly question, as we know so little about these games, especially the one from Absurd Ventures, but based on the experience of both guys, we can speculate a bit.